Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 1, and where do I start with this one? A really, really disappointing performance from Manchester City today. We went from an extreme high to a pretty goddamn low playing against Nottingham Forest. I don't know how you can go from playing so well in the Emirates in the biggest game of the season just a matter of hours ago, literally 72 odd hours ago. We played fantastic, passion, clinical, energy, enthusiasm in the Emirates to then go to Nottingham Forest on a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock and lack all of that. I mean, it's a completely different game. We had all the ball. Nottingham Forest had one chance and they took it. This is a serious problem for Manchester City if this is how we're going to play moving forward. I mean, I looked at the stats and we had 17 shots on goal. 17 shots on goal. And I'll get into some of the chances because we missed some outrageous chances that are just simply unforgivable in a title race. How can you go from only 5 or 6 chances on goal in the Emirates and you win 3-1 to 17 shots on goal, I think 11 on target, and only scoring once? It's not good enough. If you want to win a Premier League title, you simply have to take your chances. You have to take your chances. And I was saying in the second half to myself when I was watching that game there, when we missed some of these cut-edge chances or these clear chances, I was saying this has 1-1 written all over it. It simply has 1-1 written all over it. And this was at a stage where City were absolutely dominating. I mean, I have to give credit to Forest. They set up, they defended well, they leaked a lot of chances, but they rode their luck. You need luck to get these results against Manchester City. I mean, some players simply just weren't good enough today. All the ball, and we've seen this so many times this season where we have all the ball and we don't do enough with it. We did do enough with it today. We created the chances. We got in behind and we just didn't have that clinicality in the final third. I mean, Erling Haaland today just... We said on Wednesday it was possibly his best game in a City shirt for Haaland. You know, he was class against Arsenal on Wednesday night. And today was probably his worst. I mean, every time he touched the ball, it was almost useless or completely ineffective or a howler. I mean, there was one chance close to the end of the game there where he hits the crossbar where he should have scored. It falls back to his feet. He has an open net and he skies it into row Z. I mean, that's not good enough. I'm willing to give Haaland a lot of slack because he has scored some big goals this season, but I think he'll know. He'll put his hand on his heart and he'll admit that's just not good enough. I mean, Arsenal won today against Aston Villa in good fashion. I mean, I think it's harsh on Villa that the scoreline, it doesn't reflect the game properly, but Arsenal showed a proper character performance. They showed minerals to go out and win that game in that fashion, to come from behind twice and win the game, and we didn't show minerals today. We got our lead, a good goal from Bernardo Silva, good finish, good assist from Jack Grealish. He's continuing his goals and assists, but after that, how many chances do we create? How many times do we waste possession? How many times do we create a chance and we completely wasted the finished product? Kevin De Bruyne today, we bigged him up on Wednesday for his performance and we said, you know, that was vintage Kevin De Bruyne on the Emirates. And today he was just wasteful. He was just really wasteful. And I don't like to criticize people, but you know me, I analyze what I see. I call a spade a spade. De Bruyne must have had 5 or 6 shots on goal from range. They weren't working. Some of them ended up in row Z, some of them were complete howlers, and some of them were just easy saves for the keeper. You need to you can't do that. You can't every time you get the ball on the edge of the box have a shot. He needed to offer more and be more creative. Phil Foden, extremely wasteful. I thought overall his game was okay. I know he's not fully match sharp, and this Pep probably viewed this as a good game to throw him in because Mahrez isn't playing the best either. Gets some minutes into Foden's legs. He had a chance, through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper. The touch gets away from him. He tries to play a P-roller over to Haaland and doesn't even make it. This isn't good enough. If you want to win Premier Leagues, you have to take these chances. It had a draw written all over it. I knew it. I know City well enough. When it's written in the stars, it's written in the stars. Forest, they had one chance, and Chris Wood scored. I just knew it. This was the one chance they had in the second half to break forward. And I said as they were breaking forward, this is going to end up in the back of the net. This is going to end up in the back of the net. They made it a dogfight, Forest. They made it a dogfight. They got stuck into us physically. Grealish fouled non-stop. The ref didn't do us many favours, but that's no excuse. That's absolutely no excuse. Pep Guardiola has to take some of the blame. No substitutions till 88 minutes. It's crystal clear these players aren't going to finish their chances. We couldn't finish our dinner today. Bar Bernardo Silva, who's playing at left back. All of our attacking options had big chances and didn't take them. Laporte header. Gundo chance. De Bruyne shooting from range. Foden through on goal. Haaland hits the crossbar. Rodri header. How many chances do you want to win the game? It should have been 5 or 6-0. It should have been 5 or 6-0. And this has been typical City all season. You get 1 or 2, maybe 3 really good results, and then you go on to a game like this and capitulate and just crumble. It should have been a game where we kick on and build on what we saw on Wednesday, and build some momentum and lay down a statement that we've caught who we wanted to catch, and now we're going to overtake them and kick on, and we didn't do that. This has just opened it. Well, this has completely opened the door again for Arsenal to build some big momentum themselves, because they'll feel, right, they fucked up against us on Wednesday, they left the door open for us, we came through the door, and now we've given them an opportunity, a psychological boost. They got a big win today against Villa, a psychological boost from them, and they'll take an even bigger psychological boost from the performance we put in today. They'll be saying this is far from over, and I agree, and I said it was far from over after we beat them on Wednesday night, but it's even further from over now. This isn't good enough. This is not good enough. I mean, I don't know who we play next in the Premier League. I know we've got Champions League now coming next week against Leipzig. And that's going to be a tough test. I mean, Leipzig are absolutely no pushovers, but the next game is Bournemouth away. I'm pretty sure they got some sort of a result today in their game against Wolves, didn't they? Yeah, they beat Wolves away. That's big for them. So we're going to their ground next week. That won't be... None of these teams will be afraid to play Manchester City. They won't. We haven't showed enough consistency in performance this season to really strike fear into anyone. Everybody will know that when they play City, if we turn up the way we did against Arsenal, we could steamroll anybody. But we haven't shown that continuously this season, and it's just not good enough. I'm not panicking. I'm not pulling my hair out. I'm not stressing, but I'm definitely frustrated with what I saw today. I really was expecting a kick on from what we saw on Wednesday into the game today, into Champions League, and we just go on a bit of a run, build some momentum, and start really scaring and spooking out any of our title rivals, you know, whether it's Arsenal or Man United a bit further behind. But we didn't take the opportunity. And these ones can come back to bite you in the arse. There's still a huge amount of football to be played, but I have to say, some of the players today, they really just were not good enough. They really just weren't. I know Joe's going to have a player ratings up beside me, but I mean... The only player, and you guys may think that I'm using my bias here or my Jack Grealish fanboyship here, but the only player I can say was pretty good today was Jack Grealish. He was absolutely everywhere. He was giving us all, got his assist. He was taking on 2 fullbacks basically because they doubled up on him every time. But other than that, De Bruyne, Gundo, Rodri, Bernardo, Foden, Haaland, all these players just not good enough. Simply not good. I don't know what more to say. The final whistle's just gone as I'm recording this, and I'm frustrated. It needs to improve. It really needs to improve. I just wanted to come on and give you my quick thoughts on this game. I haven't even analysed it in my head properly yet. I'm just disappointed in the lack of conviction in the final third. I mean, listen, you can put it down if I'm playing devil's advocate and I'm being a bit more level-headed here. You can put it down and say, look, it's one of those days where you create loads and it just doesn't go your way. On another day, we do score 5 or 6, but we didn't today, so it kind of is what it is. But I'm analysing the 90 minutes I saw. And it's a frustrating one. You know, 73% possession, 10 corners, 6 shots on target, 11 off target, 7 block shots, you know, 0 offside, 6 fouls. These stats aren't good, man. These stats aren't good. You know, we really should have put them to bed in the first half, or even better again, early doors in the second half. We should have put them to bed. You know, a header or a couple of headed chances that we missed. Some good saves from Keylor Navas. But look, where do we go from here? We can't let this stumble us. We can't let this, you know, ruin any momentum or peg us down a notch or kick us back, whatever way you want to call it. We have to go into Leipzig, you know, different competition, different mindset. We have to approach that and then start to focus on Bournemouth, because that Bournemouth game is absolutely huge. Arsenal play Leicester that weekend. Leicester in good form right now. We need Leicester to do us a favour, and we need to put in a big shift against Bournemouth. Nothing's finished. It's not worth panicking over or stressing too hard over, but you've every right to be frustrated with what you saw today. If you watch the game, I'd say just keep the faith, keep supporting the team. You know, we know about these races and fight until the end. We know all about what it means to fight till the very end. So hopefully it's just a bump in the road, Blues. Please leave a like on the video if you would. It really does help. The support recently has been great. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're on the road to 6K, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Good night and God bless. Listen to